Don't let the fear of pricing your digital products get in the way of selling them. I've been selling my digital products for almost 7 years now, and I really know my stuff when it comes to pricing your digital products well, which is what we're going to talk about today. You'll definitely want to stick around for my last tip because that's actually what I use to have huge cash infusions in my business every single year, twice a year. Hey there, if you're new, I'm Christina Scalera. I help you turn your services into best-selling digital download products so that you can make money when you sleep. We've got 4 things to cover here today, all about pricing. So if you have any questions about how to price your digital download products, this is going to be the best video for you to watch today. The first strategy I use when pricing my digital download products is looking at what else exists out there. Now, when I first started, I was the first d-commerce, that's digital commerce store, selling what I sell in my online shop called The Contract Shop. But there were other relatively similar products, or at least similar enough products out there that I could see what others were charging for them. And that was really helpful for me to understand what a good baseline would be in order to sell my products. This is actually my least favorite way to price your products though, because there's so many different variables that go into this kind of competitor research around price. And you never know what the back end of a competitor's books actually looks like and whether they're profitable and by how much. That's why I think it's important to take a glance at what else is out there, but it's not the way that I would definitively price your products forever and ever. I simply use this to kickstart my journey by pricing my products around $150. And every single year for a few years, I increased that price by $100. And now they're priced at about $450. They've been at $450 for a few years just because based on the value and some of the other strategies that we're going to talk about in just a second, I feel that that's the best place for them right now. But there could be other people that sell similar products to me and they would price their stuff totally differently based on what's included with those products or what else you might be receiving as far as value for those products. The second strategy when it comes to pricing your products is to look at the result that your products produce for your customers and ask what that result is worth to them. And then divide that by 10 and you've come out with the price of your product. For example, when I look at the result that my products in the contract shop bring to my customers, I'm able to see, because I was a practicing attorney, that people are willing to pay about $4,500 to $7,500 for one contract that's drafted for their business. And because of that, I'm able to price my products at 1/10 of that price at $450. That gets them honestly a better result because with my custom clients, I was constantly reiterating and reinventing the wheel every time. But with a template that's been through the ringer with 8,000 plus customers, it's a better result, but for way less money. Specifically, 1/10 of the cost of what those custom one-on-one services would have cost someone to achieve the same exact result, which is some sort of customized client agreement for their business. If when you divide by 10, you don't like the cost that it comes out to, or you feel like it's not fair, I would definitely move on to pricing strategy number 3 here. But you can also consider adding things to that product to see if it makes a difference and enhances that result for your customers so that that result is worth more to them and therefore you can charge a little more. Additionally, as I'm getting started selling a new product, I'm always pre-selling that product before I actually make it. And this is a really great strategy to make sure that your pre-sale price is in line with what your customers were expecting, because if you end up putting it out there and it's not selling, it might just be priced a little too high, or you might need to change the offer a little bit. If you are interested in pre-selling, I cover it in detail all over this channel. So you'll want to make sure that you are subscribed. Go ahead and do that now. The third pricing strategy is something I received from my still coach. I've been working with her for 7-8 years now, Kelly Newsom George, and she has this over-under pricing strategy that really helped me out in the beginning of my business. With this over-under pricing strategy, the way that you use it is you look at your product, whether it's on pre-sale or already created, and you ask, is $1 too little for that product? Well, yeah, that feels like really kind of icky. Like I would feel really resentful if I sold my product for that much. What about $1,000? I would feel really uncomfortable charging $1,000 for my product because it's just, there's not like $1,000 worth of value there. It's a good product, but not that much. What about $10? Well, I would still feel a little resentful. What about $500? Yeah, I'd feel a little better, but I still feel like I would owe my customers even more. Okay, what about $50? Yeah, that's starting to feel pretty good. What about $100? Okay, maybe a little high. Maybe I'll start a little lower and work myself up in the next year or two. Let's meet in the middle at 75. So I just kind of go through this exercise and I figure out what the best price point is for my products based on how that gut reaction makes me feel when I consider different price points. And I mentioned pre-selling. That is, you pre-sold the product before you created it, and the number of people that you needed to buy it to make sure that it was a good offer, that number bought. And now you're going to go ahead, create the product, and now it's available for immediate download. Well, in that situation where it's no longer on pre-sale and available immediately, the price is likely to increase, because on pre-sale, we like to give people, personally, I like to give people a little bit of a discount because they're putting their trust and their faith in me, even though the product isn't getting delivered immediately. Now that the product's no longer on pre-sale, there's not really any reason to have that pre-sale discount because it's available. So we're gonna pull that pre-sale pricing off and just make it the regular price. The fourth and final pricing strategy has to do with something that I talk a lot about as well on this channel, which is my semi-annual sales. And we always have a summer sales event, and we always have a Black Friday sales event in my DCommerce shop. And the reason we do this is not just to have those huge cash injections. I mean, these are always six-figure months for us, but also because it gives our customers a little bit of a break in terms of how pricey our products are to them. For example, we have a lot of people that will write in anticipation of one of our semi-annual sales like this and excitedly ask when it's about to happen so that they know they have the right amount of money saved up as they're making their wish list. It reminds me of being a little kid, and this is like so funny, but we used to get these like toy catalogs or Sears catalogs in the mail. And I would go through every November and diligently circle all the toys I wanted. Never got any of them, by the way, but I circled them anyway. It was fun to dream, and just waited in anticipation for some of those toys to arrive or just to have that experience. And so people will do the same thing with your DCommerce store. And it doesn't matter what you're selling or how boring, quote unquote, boring the subject matter is. I mean, I literally sell legal products, and people still wake up on the day of our sales excitedly just to get that price cut. However, with this fourth pricing strategy involving your semi-annual sales, you just need to consider that there is going to be a big price cut during these events, and you have to price your products accordingly. That's why I'm okay with the way that my prices are set up, because during the sale where we offer 40% off of our templates, and that only happens for up to 10 days a year, again, split into about 5 days in the summer, 5 days for Black Friday. Even with this huge discount, I'm still sure that we are going to be making plenty of profit and have lots of cash flow, positive revenue, all of those good things that you want to have in order to have this passive income source through your DCommerce shop. But the reason I'm able to do that is because I've priced my products appropriately so that I don't have to worry that the sale price is going to bring us into the red. Like, we're going to be selling products for more than it costs us to make them, for example. That would not be a good strategy. So you always want to make sure that if you are going to run some kind of semi-annual sale or big promo event like this, that you always are taking into consideration how your products are going to be priced after that discount applies. Now that you understand these 4 crucial pricing strategies, you'll want to have more traffic to your shop so that when your products are up and out there, you're seeing more sales of them, because every new visitor to your site, your shop, is a potential customer. If you're interested in more traffic and more consistent sales, you'll want to click the video that just popped up on your screen, because I'll go into detail there for you. Bye, everyone.